Right guys, I'm in Birmingham New Street and I'm off on an adventure. I am going to walk Hadrian's Walk, and as you can see my pack, I'm going to wild camp it along the way. 84 miles long. First of all, I've got to get there. So today I've got to find the train to Preston, I change at Preston, and then I go towards Penrith, get to Carlisle. When I get to Carlisle, I have to find a bus all the way to the west coast, to where the war begins. I'm going to do it west to east. I've got a hotel tonight, and then the journey in earnest starts tomorrow. So it's 84 miles long, realistically 15 miles a day. Piece of cake, eh? Okay, I'm just in Preston. Claire, my friend, if you're watching this, I found a shop just for you. Sells lots of cats. Well, Carlisle, didn't have to change at Penrith, it went straight through. Ended up sat next to a girl who was telling me all about Carlisle, Bowness-on-Solway, where I'm heading to now. There are no shops there, so I need to now find my way out of here, find the coach station, and find a shop on the way, because tonight I need to eat like I've never eaten before. Not even a Nissa. What is going on? Sorry. Wow. You don't see that outside every train station, do you? I have no idea what Carlisle's like, but that is pretty impressive greeting. Okay, I'm going to get Google Maps out, get on the walk. The coach station only looks about 5 minutes away, though it is all windy, so I will do what I need to do. Oh, I'll tell you what, on the train as well, looking out the window, I don't know if I tried to capture it, I don't know if it captured. All you could see was mountains. Like, what the hell? This is meant to be a rolling countryside walk. There's just mountains everywhere. Anyway, let's get cracking. You know what, do I have a magnet for drama or what? Carlisle so far looks quite nice. Buildings all look nice, well maintained, nice churches, etc, etc. Within 30 seconds of pausing that video the last time, I get a guy come up to me asking me where you can stay in Carlisle. And when I said I'm not from here, I'm passing through, he was like, yeah, but you look like you look like you're well travelled. You know places that you can stay. And once me and my girlfriend got trapped, and she's only got one leg, and I had to carry her because she had blue lips. I was like, mate, just let me find the bloody bus station. Anyway, it's over there. And right next to it is a premier convenience store. That is what I want. That is what I want. And then I've got about 25 minutes to wait for the bus. Ah, do you know what I've not got? Not got any money. Not got any money. I need a cash point. I don't know if Carlisle's a popular night out, but there's a lot of women like dressed to impress. What time is it? 1 PM. Obviously get on it hard up here. Okay, cash point done. It's a good job actually, I thought that, because it's highly likely I would not see another cash point until I finish this adventure in 6 days time. So I've got £15 worth of change. I had that with me because apparently there's honesty boxes along the way where you can buy snacks and stuff depending on if they're stocked up. And I've just took £200 out, which seems, I hope I won't need that much, but what I don't want to do is stumble into a pub and they don't accept card and I'm starving. Right, this is my room for the evening. Coffee station, I've just had a coffee to warm up. Double bed, single bed, TV, loads of books, and a simple, straightforward shower room. Office chair if you want to do some swivelling. And there's even another bed that will come out there if you want it. Oh, I've had a look in here. Pretty basic. So this was pretty much the only place to stay in this whole area, which if you're walking west to east is the starting point of Hadrian's Wall. In fact, somewhere over there I think the path begins. Even so, considering it's the only place, this was £40. Includes breakfast. I'll talk a little bit more about my experience in here in a second when I'm out the building. Right guys, I've just shown you the room. That's where I'm staying tonight, the Hope and Anchor. What a bloody journey to get to here on the west coast. So the trains were all perfect. I got to Carlisle 1 minute late for the whole journey, and obviously I planned out the trip in advance. It's getting cold, man. Planned out the trip in advance and knew that I needed to get the bus from Carlisle to where I am now. As you saw me walk to the bus station, and what it said online when I've been doing my planning was not accurate. I got to the bus stop and there's 4 buses a day. So I ended up spending just under 2 hours sat at this bus stop, fully exposed, contemplating, do I go for a walk? I didn't want to lug all my kit around, so I just sat there, slowly getting colder and colder and colder. But got her in the end, and then the bus. What a touch. The bus stop was right outside the front. Anyway, I turn up there, and the pub's closed. It's a pub. The pub's closed. Oh, let me get over this road. Hey, look at this. Before I continue my story, look. This is the start point. Well, no, the start point's in a mile down that way. Hadrian's Wall path. This is where I'll begin the journey. Well, actually, do I need to technically start the journey in a mile down that way to then walk it back? I'm not sure. I'll have a think. So anyway, it's a pub. The pub's closed. I put my bags down and I just go, oh no way, you are joking me. Look around the side of the pub, not a sign of life. It's not an operating pub. Ringing the bell. Thank the Lord, the guy answered. Quite a surreal experience, having already booked the room and paid for it. Quite a surreal experience. It did not get the expected welcome, like, hey, welcome, let me show you to your room. It was, alright, yeah, come in. The pub's not open, but I can't be effed to tell you the story, it's a long one. This is how you get in and out if you need to go anywhere through the side door. It's got a dodgy handle, but you just need to work that out yourself. So anyway, eventually got in, had a coffee, warm up. I say warm up, I'm bloody freezing already. And what the chap's told me, is that 25-minute walk along this road in the middle of nowhere, 25 minutes along this road, there's a pub that do great food. Oh yeah, that's the other thing the chap was saying, because he showed me around the pub. I was like, this is really nice. He went, yeah, it needs a bit of work doing to it, but I just can't be effed. The locals in the village keep saying they want the pub to be reopened, but then they start saying, oh, can you do this and that? I'm like, no, F off. I'm not quite sure why he's in the place, to be honest with you. Right, I don't know if you can hear the wind, it's fresh. As I'm walking, I might as well give a little bit of an explanation about why I'm doing this walk. So, the last 2 years especially, have probably been the hardest psychologically to deal with in my entire life. Certainly in my adult life. I think we have this perception, don't we, that as we age, we'll work it all out and life gets easier, and generally the opposite's happened for me. I don't know what you would say. But, so 2 years ago, this week of the walk, my dad passed away. And that was more the culmination of an extremely stressful period of time. If you've watched any of my other videos where I've mentioned him, you know, he had dementia. He was long gone anyway, you know. The dad that I knew, his soul, for want of a better word, and forgive me if I've worded that incorrectly, but his soul was gone. He was very much just a shell of a human being. But it certainly signalled the end of his presence on earth. But there's so many complications with the end of his life, and behaviours from family members that, you know, for most people, I think when a loved one passes away, they've got to go through the sort of tasks that you have to, sort of managing his estate or her estate, whatever it may be. But for him passing, it just brought to the surface stuff that I already knew was going to happen when he passed away, and then I had to try and deal with that. And I didn't deal with it very, very well. I might talk a little bit more in detail about that on my walk, because I'm very much doing this walk for my own resilience, I would say. I don't want to say mental health benefit, but certainly for my resilience. I think there's something to be said about physical hardship building resilience mentally. And then also in the last few years I've had, you know, certain stuff with relationships go on, which not pleasant. So I'd planned this walk 2 months ago. That 2 months has flown by. Wow, what a view. What a view. Let me just get past these two cars who are appreciating the view. Look at this, man. Makes it even more. So the sky is there's a bit of mist in the sky. It's very silvery. Wow. just imagine 2,000 years ago the Romans being sort of here and deciding they're going to build a wall, splitting the country from east to west or west to east, however you want to look at it. So yeah, I mapped this walk out 2 months ago, and now it's here, and suddenly you're hit with the reality of being cold, wet, tired, sore, in pain. You know, I've got a fair few niggles. I've used and abused my body over the years, so I've had a knee rebuilt after a motorbike accident. I've got horrific plantar fasciitis in my right foot, which I know is going to cause me havoc after the first proper day's walking tomorrow. Whole left side of my shoulder, neck, trap seizes up and locks up and is in agony constantly. And also, I clocked it on my last video, the video I did in Leicester. I kept scratching my chest. I was like, you look like you got bloody lice. But I had my chest tattooed 3.5, 4 weeks ago. Think about that. And it's pretty much healed now, but it still gets a little bit itchy. So this is just, I hope this camera does this justice. It just looks haunting. And then you can see in the distance the sun's just sort of slowly disappearing. Guys, look at this. So I'm just in Bowness-on-Solway and there's this big information panel. I just found this really fascinating. The current village comprises many of the shapestones recycled, blah blah blah. Underground, the remains of streets and settlements from the Roman and post-Roman periods are protected as part of the Hadrian World Heritage Site. If exposed to the air, it would all fall apart. So literally under this village, there's Roman streets. And this gives you an idea. So I've just come along this way and I'm here. And this used to be a fairly sizable Roman fort. The start and finish of Hadrian's Wall. Okay, the banks, I need to go and have a look at that. That should just be just around this corner, so I'll go and have a look at that now. Roman and British settlement. Fascinating. Right, I'm going to have a look now because I'm not going to come back here tomorrow. So the start of the trail is along this pathway. I'm not quite sure how it can be because I've just walked alongside the path. It was just all mud. But we'll have a look up here in mud. Hadrian's Wall path back that way. Okay, so this is the start point. Right, I'm with you. There's a little bit of an information panel. The banks. Whether the wall went on past the fort. Okay, so the fort that I just shown you, that was where the wall started. I mean, this isn't a very clear panel, is it? So you can roughly see that's where I am now. That is where the pub is, where I'm staying tonight, and that is the direction of, there's Carlisle where I was today, and then it just goes on all the way to the east coast. That's the picture that we just looked at. So the fort was there, I'm there. The woman and dog tombstone was found in the churchyard during grave digging, and he's been dated to the 2nd or 3rd century AD. Wow. If ever there was a job that I never want to have to do, that is it. Situated as Bowness on the English coast, with the coast of Scotland, the Isle of Man and Ireland all within easy reach, it's no surprise to find that Bowness was a major haunt for smugglers in the 1800s. So is that Scotland, just over there? This must look... I mean, it looks beautiful now, the sun's just shining through. But imagine this in summer. Imagine this with a high tide, actually. Hopefully when I leave in the morning, the tide will be in. So it will transform the look of that significantly. Okay, so that's the starting point of the walk. You know, I've just walked up here. I'm not going to do it again. So the pub's just up ahead. I can see the sign in the distance, but look at this. Fort Myer Visitor Centre. It's not going to be open now. The guy in the hotel was telling me there's another bar and restaurant down here. I just wanted to have a quick look at this visitor centre. Oh my god, look at the size of that chicken. Can you see that chicken? It's as big as a dog. What the hell? What the... Mate. I ain't going near that thing. It's looking at me like, you're in my territory, mate. Wow. Get me in this pub. What is going on in this place? I mean, these ain't as big, but look. They're fairly big. There's chickens everywhere. This is the other side of where I just was. Not like that big rooster though. That big rooster was a big boy. Right, here we go. The King's Arms. Right, I'm obviously back at the pub, hotel, B&B, whatever you want to call this. The food at that pub that I've just been to, absolutely unbelievable. Had a right feast, but really enjoyed it as well. Good conversation with a few people in there, made some friends. And then just had to do that walk of death in the pitch black. Right, what's the time? 7:30. So I've got a little bit of admin to do. Sort out the electronics, make sure everything's charged, power banks are all charged, etc. And then I'm having an early night. Not quite sure yet what the strategy is going to be tomorrow, because the first stretch is to Carlisle. Infuriatingly enough, where I've just come from. It's 16 miles. So I can either push the pace, and realistically if I set off early I could be there by lunchtime, which would then allow me the opportunity to get some more hot food in me and then push on a little bit further, because I don't know if there's going to be anywhere to sleep in or around the immediate area of Carlisle. Or I can go much slower, conserve energy, but then might find it difficult. As well, I want to record stuff along the way, don't I? But I don't think there's much of interest until I get beyond Carlisle. So I'll probably go with the former, push the pace up, aim for 15-minute miles, 4 miles an hour. And then, yeah, anyway. Day 1, done. Fun starts tomorrow. Good night.